guys, John here, 2023 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro in that beautiful solar octane. So hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So this was my tester from Toyota for the last week. So I spent the whole week driving it around, going to the mall, going off-road a little bit for, the off-road that we do have here in Florida. And I gotta say that there's just something special about a TRD Pro. So if you're looking for a Tundra TRD Pro in solar octane, this is the last year that you're able to get it, because next year for 2024, it will be the Terra color. But don't worry, because solar octane will be available on the TRD Sport SR5, the TRD Off-Road SR5, and also the limited TRD Off-Road. But what do you guys think about it? Walking around it real quick, is the TRD Pro something you guys would want to pick up? Let me know down in the comment section. But just how crazy is solar octane when you have the shade hitting it? It is dusk right now, so the sun is starting to set. But solar octane, man, this thing has been a popper, both on-road, off-road. Just seeing it in my driveway when I look out my office window, it's been a really, really nice truck to have. Color aside, we got some goodies for the TRD Pro. So starting with the premium headlights. So this truck is based on the limited platform, but we do have upgraded LED headlights. We have our sequential turn signal right here. This whole light becomes our DRL. We have technical camo around the fenders, and we also have marker lights on this truck. You can see that here too in the grille. And the cool thing about these marker lights is they actually say TRD in them. Now, what is the reason to have marker lights or Raptor lights on the truck? Well, this truck is actually wider than 80 inches. So DOT standard, a vehicle is supposed to be less width than 80 inches. And if it is wider than 80 inches, then it has to have marker lights on it. And the reason this truck is wider than 80 inches is because the track width of this truck is actually an inch wider than a standard SR5. And with that too, Toyota gave it a little bit bigger of wheel fenders right there to help compensate for the wheels being stuck out a little bit too far. Now, in my testing with this truck, I noticed that extra wheel width, or that track width, the turning radius of this truck is not the best. So living with it finally for a week, instead of just having it as, a vehicle with a Toyota event or whatever and just driving it real quick, the turning radius, like living with it, is definitely not the best. So now I see what people complain about with their TRD Pros. It is definitely a little bit different than it is with my Platinum Tundra. Continuing up front, we have Toyota spelt out heritage style. We have a light bar up underneath that. We have the full 360 camera view on this truck, radar cruise control for the Toyota Safety Sense 2.5, technical camo right down here where it says Tundra. More goodies continue down at the bottom. We have our aluminum skid plate right there, TRD sway bar, and also our Fox shocks. Coming over to the side of the truck, this one has our Falcon Wild Peak AT tires. These tires are pretty fine. They're not incredible, but they are still better for off-road than some of the more street options that Toyota provides on other vehicles. The 18-inch BBS forged wheels, these are really nice, man. I like the design of them. I really do. The blacked out lug nuts, the red TRD logo in the center of them. I think they look really nice, and I'm curious as to how much they weigh since they are forged wheels. We have TRD Pro right up here. This truck is an iForce Max. iForce Max, Crew Max, 5.5 foot box is the only way that you can get this truck. So instead of it saying iForce Max right here, like a lot of the other Toyota Tundras do, it just says TRD Pro on it, and there is also technical camo right there. Blacked out mirror caps, turn signal in the mirrors, blacked out door handles. The whole side profile of the truck looks pretty good. May need to be lifted up just a smidge more, but honestly, if this one was mine, all I would do is just put 35-inch tires on it. Maybe like a little bit bigger, but just 35-inch tires, no lift, and that's it. Coming to the back, we have our TRD exhaust back here. This tester does have the step, but it is not automatic. It is a manual step. And then we do have the cool little trick tailgate, little party piece right there. And this one does come with an optional bed extender, which is pretty nice because I didn't realize how small a 5.5 foot bed was. Even though I had an SR5 Tundra with a 5.5 foot bed, now that I have a Platinum with a 6.5 foot bed, this bed's pretty tiny. But it is nice to have this bed extender, and it just comes back like that. Has the Toyota logo because it is OEM. And to install it, like if you guys want one of these, it's actually kind of cool because all it is just the D-ring right here, and you just undo that out. It has like a little bracket to it, and that's it. So no like drilling into the side like my Tacoma had to do, and it just goes out like this. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and I guess you can like take it out as well. So you could take it out, which is pretty nice. So you have a composite aluminum bed, so it's very high strength and lightweight. We have the bed lighting. We have all of our rails for our cleats all throughout it. And then we do have a 400 watt inverter there. So not a 2400 watt one yet in the Tundra like the Tacoma has. That is really nice on the Tacoma. We have TRD Pro embossed on the tailgate. This tester model, we do have the inserts right there. And then just looking at the other side of it, man, the truck looks good. It looks really good. And it does actually handle, you know, this type of off-road pretty well. Take a look. So of course, I mean, we're in Florida, so no crazy terrain here, right? But this truck's pretty solid. Take a listen. So the only thing going is that seat belt in the back. So the windows in this tester, they're super solid. The seats are good. Like everything is solid because I mean, we're going through some pretty, I mean, it's completely flat, but it is very rutted out because it rains a lot here in Florida, but the Fox shocks feel good. Yeah, there's a Kia in front of us, right? So it's not the craziest terrain. So I don't know if it's the added width that this truck has. I mean, I know it's a full-size truck and you can kind of see like I'm Austin Powersing it right now, but the turning radius, I haven't had like a crazy issue on my SR5, nor did I have a crazy issue with my current Tundra that I have, but this thing's turning radius for the TRD Pro, I've noticed it's a bit worse than my Tundra, than both my Tundras. And I can't honestly remember how the Sequoia was, but now that we're getting to a little bit flatter of ground, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. Still super solid, but I feel, I feel like the back is wanting to come out a little bit. Now I know that it's a truck, and I know that there's not a whole lot of weight back there in the back, but these Falcons, I feel like if you're to off-road with them, you really want to air them down a bit, or maybe get a better tire that has a little bit more grip. Because I mean, you just give it a little bit of gas and like the back end just, it really wants to eat and just get all over the place. But there's a little water crossing coming up right here. I need to clean off the truck. So coming on into the inside of the Solar Octane, you only have a black interior. If you were to get a TRD Pro in midnight black, magnetic gray, or white, you would have the option for the cockpit red interior. And Terra next year is the exact same. So only the black interior on the special edition color, but it is black with a lot of nice red accents. Now the elephant in the room, in my opinion, is if Toyota's listening to us at all, which they seem to be with the 2024 Limited and getting rid of the chrome, this is the next thing to get rid of, Toyota. Make it like the Platinum or Capstone, I don't know, black headliner, because this is such a dark, nice interior, right? Our vents are blacked out. The steering wheel, could do without the chrome right there. Everything in this just has nice black accents. The door cards or the door handles blacked out. Like everything is just so nice and blacked out. I don't understand it, but up top, we do have a panoramic moonroof that is standard in the Tundra TRD Pro. The steering wheel right here, it says TRD right under it, and also our technical camo seats. So they have some nice camo. These are Softex. They are not leather, but they are heated and ventilated. The butt blows a lot better, in my opinion, than the back does, but it is still nice and cool. We have our power adjusting seats right here, and we have the button right there for our light bar, heated steering wheel, gas tank. Since this is a hybrid, you have to press the button to do the gas tank. Climbing on in, what do we got? So we got a nice 14-inch infotainment screen. We will go ahead and turn the truck on. So I am averaging 17.5 with the truck, and that was after I restarted it. So I've done 164 miles with this truck and averaging at 17.5. And that's pretty good because I did have a little bit of fun with it just now off-road. But for the most part, I've just been driving it like it was my own truck. Like I've maybe floored it once or twice just to see what the iForce Max was all about. But aside from that, I've just been driving Miss Daisy, and like I've just been driving it like a normal truck. I'm not flooring it or being crazy with it, but 17.5 is where we're at with that. So we have a full 12.3-inch MID right here. Another look at the steering wheel. I really like the layout on these newer trucks. And then our 14-inch screen infotainment right here, wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. This truck is a dual climate control. My ventilated seat is on. And I did notice this on the hybrids. My Platinum doesn't have this, but the AC is actually a little bit cooler because it's able to kill the air in the back, because the back seat has a AC right here, and it's able to kill the air in the back, which is pretty nice. Down here we have the backup assist. Right next to that we have our brake controller, full 360 camera view. One of my gripes about it being a TRD Pro is with all the software stuff, nothing is a TRD Pro. And adjust the crawl control stuff, it only shows a normal Tundra right there. So it doesn't show a TRD Pro. And I thought that that would have been kind of nice in the software stuff if you were able to show it as a TRD Pro, because the Raptor shows a Raptor, right? TRX shows a TRX. Like, I want this to show a TRD Pro. Like, it's a TRD Pro, I want to see it. So with all those buttons, we got all of them down here. We have the crawl control, the multi-terrain select, and I just noticed that I was trying to do the crawl control in 4 high. But you have your tow haul mode, your drive selector, multi-terrain select, and the crawl control. And I like this little thingy right here, just because everything that you press, you can see it highlighted there. Then you just control it with the dials. So instead of having a whole bunch of different buttons, it's just all integrated into this, and that's really nice. The next goodie we have right here too is our rear locker. And then what I do like is that it says Toyota right there above the passenger. So that's really nice, but it is a gripe of mine since my SR5. I really wish that all Tundras here had a shelf. That would be really nice to have a shelf. My Platinum, unfortunately, doesn't have it, but my SR5 did, and it is nice for the passenger to have a shelf and put stuff there. The Tacoma has a shelf there on like all models, which is really nice. Same with like the Grand Highlander. I think having a shelf for the passenger is really nice, but it is cool that it spells out Toyota heritage style there. And aside from that, man, like everything on the interior is just pretty nice, and it's a very solid interior too. So you have the pano and then also the staple Tundra rear window that goes up and down. For the back passengers, it's pretty simple back here. You just have a USB, a USB-C, your ventilation right here, little storage, some cup holders in the seats. The technical camo also continues, but under the seats we got nothing. So no storage down here because our hybrid batteries are right here. And back behind the seats, this one has our JBL subwoofer, and then you have a little bit of storage over there on the passenger side. Oh, good shift. Dang. Whoo, I-Force Max. All right, so how is driving with this Tundra on the road? Honestly, it's not bad at all. It's just, I mean, I'm so used to the Tundra by now. But the one thing that I've noticed with this truck is obviously the punchiness with the torque. Basically what the electronic generator is doing in this truck for the hybrid system is it is basically negating the turbo lag. And my truck has like very minimal turbo lag, but like this, I mean, you just put it down just a little bit. And it wants to scoot. Now, with me putting the pedal down, I hate the pumped in V8 noise, okay? The V8's gone. Let's just get over it. The V8's gone. This new I-Force, it's good. We will see about long-term reliability and stuff with it, right? Like, we don't know 3, 4, 500,000 miles down the road, right? And it wasn't off to a great start too, with some supply issues and certain things like that with this truck. But this engine is very punchy. It is very good. The drivetrain in this truck, the 10-speed automatic transmission, so buttery smooth. It feels really good. But I get that the V8's gone. Let's not put it in the freaking truck. So I turned it off in my Tundra, probably the best thing that I've ever done, because I have the AFE cold air intakes with it. I enjoy hearing the turbos. If you're gonna get rid of the V8, I don't want to hear it, because like, and like with this truck too, it's almost like too loud. Like it's just very loud. And I mean, like even at low rumbles and stuff, like when it starts up, it sounds cool, right? Like a little rumble. But aside from that, like when you're just driving this thing around, the fake V8 noise in this is rather loud. Now it sounds great, don't get me wrong. I just wish that there was a way to just change it either on the screen here or on the screen there, like just turn off the sound enhancement, and that would be perfectly fine. Because the only way you can do it really on these trucks is if you go to your dealership, you have your dealership change it for you, or you could get the Carista thing and, you know, just turn it off normally. But aside from that, the truck's on-road characteristics are really good. I'm not getting the best gas mileage. I'm at like 17.3 for the week that I had it, but I just floored it a few times off-roading with it and only really did 170 miles. So that's not really a super fair test to see where I'm at. So you know, I'm sure like if this truck was my truck, I'd probably be close to 20s with it if this is just where I was just after a week. Also, it's cool to just be driving and it be in EV mode, getting some more miles per gallon, but then, yep, give a little bit of gas, picks back up. So that is pretty nice about this truck, is to hopefully save some miles per gallon. And just this driving back from that little off-road spot, man, like the truck, the truck is really good on road. It has the presence, which I really like. There's just something special about driving a TRD Pro. There just really is. I don't know what it is, but it just feels different being in this truck than it does my Platinum. Just, I don't know. What in the world is that thing, bro? It's just, that talk about road presence, holy crap. So it's just something different about being in this TRD Pro. The whole drive back, I didn't really pick up my phone because I was just soaking in the rest of the drive with the truck, but really no wind noise on this one. It seems to be hit or miss with certain Tundras. I'm not sure if Toyota's figuring out like the window seals and all that stuff, but it's 65 miles an hour here on Highway 98. Granted, it wasn't 75 miles an hour or anything like that. Very, very, very minimal wind noise. Like I honestly couldn't hear it over the AC seats. It was really good. But aside from that, guys, I mean, if you're looking at a TRD Pro and you got some coin, do it. Like the TRD Pro, it's awesome. I do wish it was built off the Platinum trim, which I'll talk about in another video in the future. But the TRD Pro is awesome. Just something about it just feels great. The color of it is just incredible. Even with this model too, if you get the white or the black or the matte gray, you can get a red interior, which is super unique to the Tundra too, so, or to the TRD Pro as well. So I enjoy it. The power is great. It's been an awesome truck, and I recommend it. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.